favorite targets. Wide.
Everybody clap your hands.
Lanier gets so many sets, all the off plays, she's going to get the ball.
Fitzmaurice continues to go this time at Lanier. Abercrombie, the lefty you told us about in the open. Rennie Meyer-Wally takes her quick feet and a use of the block by Kalia Lanier. Of course, we just saw Kobe Bryant here. Kalia Lanier's father, Bob Lanier, NBA Hall of Famer.
8 times.
Free ball opportunity. Quick to the outside. Plummer, just a heavy ball.
And Tammy Alade didn't hesitate with the SC middle. She just went to the outside. They had 2 people on that fast set in front of the SC hitter.
So you're saying she's just going to the outside instead of staying with the middle?
Well, she's not jumping. She's ready to react either way, mainly running to her right to the left side hitter.
Because USC doesn't set the middles very often, as you pointed out early.
Well, it's not. Oh, hit the scoreboard and went over, so the ball's dead.
Yes.
If it hits the scoreboard and comes down on SC's side of the net, the ball's still in play.
Jenna Gray serving. Meyer-Wally, not a lot of options. Must go with Elise Ford, who is very solid out of system, according to her coach.
4 hits. Kevin Cole, head referee, called 4 hits on that play. The spike didn't go over the net originally.
Kalia Lanier has a quick word with Nick Haley. Stanford out of system again, and another free ball opportunity for USC. And as you point out, they don't run the middle on those free balls, or they haven't been.
They set very fast for the outside, but at the middle of Stanford, and Alade's the quickest middle in the league, she can get there as long as she doesn't have to worry about the middle attacker. And Stanford always has a middle attacker because they're running a 6-2. They always have 3 hitters.
Plummer from the right side. The roof is constructed, and Haley is fired up.
Well, here's what I've seen so far. They are not serving Plummer, and Plummer has been served by all 6 of her opponents so far in the league.
A little bit of keep away. Why do you think they're doing that?
Well, because Plummer's been passing pretty well, and nobody's beat Stanford by serving Plummer. So let's try something else. And so they're serving Megan McClure, but what's happening is little Barrow is coming over and poaching balls away from Megan McClure already, which is going to open up Plummer a lot later.
Abercrombie off the top hand of Alade.
She's hitting that high ball. It either goes to the corner or hits the top of the block usually. She's hitting for a nice average this year. Brittany's hitting .316 in conference.
Cindy Marina serving and setting for USC. You mentioned they're running a 6-2 offense, 2 setters. Plummer from the backcourt, powerful.
Yeah, Plummer's incredible. She leads the league in kills. She gets 4.6 kills in conference per set. Now Lanier gets 3.89, but Lanier gets a lot more swings.
Hence, serves down the line, continuing to go after Elise Ford.
Yeah, if she's in there, she's going to get the serves.
And here's the free ball opportunity, and it did go to Plummer, and she had a great pass.
See, Ford is in there because she's a tremendous hitter. She's hitting .354. She's only had 1 block assist in 7 conference games. In other words, she can't block. So they set right over her. But she needs to be in there to score points. She scores so many points when she's killing balls.
Outside, and that's so quick and low to Elise Ford.
Yeah, that was under the net. you know, Elise just had to bump that up to keep it in play. It's a shame, but she gets the negative on that one, statistically speaking.
Right. Hence, short serve to Garrick. You look at the different pace. Ford stopped and went up.
Yeah, well, she was under the ball because the last one was so fast and this one was so high, so she had to reach back over her shoulder and made an athletic move and still hit it high and flat.
Ford now has rotated out, and Jenna Adams serving, sophomore, transfer from Ohio State. There's the middle from Stanford, Fitzmaurice.
Well, this is the usual procedure. When you're running a 6-2, you use up those 15 subs real quick. Now Adams will be passing in the bat for Ford.
Kate Formico is serving. She's a defensive specialist. Formico's serve goes long. That name, of course, familiar to Pac-12 fans as her cousin Taylor Formico, former Pac-12 Libero of the Year for UCLA, now an assistant with Stanford.
Go left. Middle.
Brittany Welsh serves Hentz.
Fitzmaurice is so good on that backslide. She'll be running that when Stanford has two hitters in the front row. She'll be running a backslide to the pin.
Yep, her second kill, second swing. Megan McClure serving. Solid pass.
See how fast that set goes to the outside? That time, Fitzmaurice is not as fast as Alati, and she couldn't get there. Alati is so quick. All quick muscle fibers for her.
Rennie Meyer-Wally back in, serving and setting. Outside, Plummer unloads.
That time Dunn went with the back slide again, leaving Plummer one-on-one. So the middle for SC has to guess which way it's going.
Why don't you guess Plummer more often than not? I mean, is there a way to do that? Because Alati, I know, is quick and effective as well.
I think Alati can read and just do whatever she wants, but the other blockers have to decide, make a choice, especially the SC blockers. Jordan Dunn has to decide which way she's going on a perfect pass.
Right.
And there's always the bick out of the back too, which they've been living alone for now. Okay, serving now. Let's see who they go
Lanier
after.
Goes that one.
Plummer.
Of course, McClure right next to her. Ball is in.
Well, she may have missed that serve.
Right, it's between it. Yeah.
They maybe tried to hit the seam on that one, but it went to Plummer. Mick Haley says he has to play Stanford 3 times, twice in league, and if they make the playoffs, he has to play them again. So he's trying some new things for this match. And one of them is not to serve Plummer in the beginning.
Ace serve for Jenna Gray, and that's what's really interesting about learning how Mick Haley thinks, right? It's not just the game before him, it's the series, if you will.
Well, here's the deal. Mick, like all the coaches, want to win the NCAA championship.
Right.
Despite what they say their goal is to play as well as they can, or all the other stuff coaches say. Everybody wants to win the NCAAs if they have a good team. So how do you beat Stanford, who's better than you are? Let's try different little things each time you're playing. And then when you need to beat him, maybe it's in the league playoffs, put it all together. I mean, you're trying to beat him tonight, obviously.
Right, but that is the way that Mick Haley thinks 41 years as a coach.
Yeah, you don't give him the master game plan until you have to beat him. Then you put it together.
And, you know, Mick Haley mentioned to you and I before the match that he played Washington a little bit differently as well, and that worked out very well. Of course, they swept Washington here when Washington was still healthy.
Yeah, that says a lot. Another really low set. You know, the hitter's responsibility is to keep the ball in play. That means that they may have to hit the bottom of the ball instead of the top of the ball.
Especially on a set like that to Ford. She's calling for it again. Abercrombie.
See how Abercrombie hits the block high? Good things happen when you hit the block high. Even though Stanford is one of the best blocking teams in the nation. SC setters are delivering the ball very quickly, and sometimes the blockers don't have a chance to get over the net.
Marina setting now for USC. Again, staying away from Plummer, to your point earlier. McClure takes a good chop at it.
Well, what's happened that time is the target ran off the court, and the libero moved to the sideline and passed the ball. That's interesting.
The Cardinal with a 4-point lead halfway through set number 1. Pac-12 volleyball in the Galen Center.
The 2017 Nissan Rogue, with available automatic emergency braking that can help stop for you, and motion-activated liftgate. Take on today the Nissan Rogue family. For a limited time, lease the Nissan Rogue family starting at just $159 per month. Get to Nissan, proud partner of Cal Athletics.
Roundtable's latest creation is a bacon lover's dream, the double bacon all-meat marble, with our crispy bacon and our new extra thick-cut bacon, along with pepperoni, Italian sausage, and salami. All atop our freshly rolled dough, our zesty red sauce, and famous 3-cheese combination. Now at a special price, and our original all-meat marble is specially priced too. Order from your mobile device, have one delivered, and make your bacon lover's dream come true. The double bacon all-meat marble pizza, only at Roundtable. The last honest pizza.
This program right here is about family and toughness.
Every team says that, but only a few teams really have that.
Our Tashikara scoreboard telling you a top 20 matchup. Stanford leading USC halfway through set number 1. Stanford has spent an awful lot of time on the road this season. 13 of their first 17 matches have been on the road. All of their wins except one has been a sweep. It's a 9-match winning streak for the Cardinal.
And blocking has been a huge part of this. Alade blocks point. Well, she's one of the top blockers in the league. She 1.79 per set. Fitzmaurice, the other middle, 1.05. She's number 9. And team-wise, Washington and Stanford are the 2 best blocking teams. And SC is well, they're number 12 in the league in blocking. So they have to do it with serving, tough serving.
To Withers, off hands, hops.
That's the shot she was hitting in warm-ups today. Lots of line shots, and a block was there, so she hit it high and flat off the end blocker. Great kill. Her brother, Mercedes Lewis, played football for UCLA.
Outside. One-arm stab, Withers. Calling it clean. Kevin Cole, let it go. Lutz, down the line.
Yeah, Lutz, when she gets that high set to the pin, high and fast, she is just totally in rhythm and just crushes the ball. If it's a little inside, she doesn't hit it nearly as hard.
Kate Formico serving.
That's an ace. Lanier elected to let that one go, but it didn't have that much pace on it. It died in the corner. Timeout, USC.
2 service aces for Stanford in this first set.
Yeah, they have some great servers. As we mentioned, the Open, Plummer had eight aces against UCLA. She had 3 out of 4 serves were aces in one of the sets against UCLA. And Stanford has 7 championships, and Jenna Gray is serving .38 aces. There's the 7, celebrating the last one. And one thing about Stanford, there's been one person on all those championship teams. Her name is Dennis Corlett. 29th season as an assistant coach. She's now an associate head coach. She's in the right back with a sweater on.
Yeah, Denise Corlett has been a huge part of this program through all of this time, and she played basketball at UCLA.
She was the sixth person on the 78 basketball championships. And she was the AIAW badminton champion in 1977. Singles badminton champion. On the volleyball team, she took 2 seconds and 2/3 as a starter. Not bad.
Not at all. Lynn Swan and Kobe Bryant enjoying the action here in the Galen Center. Two legends in their own sports enjoying a third, a very talented USC team. Kobe Bryant here with his family enjoying the match. His daughters play volleyball. Taylor Formico serving.
Oh,
and another
right
ace.
Back at Lanier. That was smart. She already let an ace drop in the corner. Go after her again.
Even
Okay,
after
the
the
shift
timeout.
is on. Now Lanier moves up. They'll have to serve short in her navel for her to pass this one because the libero is going to take the deep one this time.
They go through again,
Oh,
and Lanier does pass it back outside. She can put it away to end the rally. Instead it goes here. Plummer just keeps it in play. Bang! Does not like being served that much.
Well, you know what? They moved her up, and she went right back in the corner to pass it. The libero was there, and she didn't. She wanted to pass it.
Yeah, she didn't want to be excused. She wanted
See,
to finish it.
Fitzmaurice got hung up with the middle non-attacker.
Brittany
And,
Welsh serving.
Yeah, so she was late for the block.
McClure off hands, and there's a net violation against USC.
Yeah, Jordan Dunn is in the net.
McClure serving again, freshman from Rancho Santa Margarita, is a very big part of Stanford's success this year.
There they go. That's a set to the new attacker.
Plummer outside, goes wide.
Okay, a setter goes out and the opposite comes in. That's how you run a 6-2, usually in women's volleyball. You have a front court player that goes 3 rotations and a backcourt setter that goes 3 rotations.
Rennie Meyer-Wally continues to look at Megan McClure. Formico, another freshman, steps in, chased down into Kobe Bryant's lap, and taken out the Bryant family to a degree. They like being a part of the action, I think. Everybody's fine.
Yeah, I'm glad she'd slid. Because if she hit that full force, she would have had quite a tumble. But she went to her knees and slid in there on her knee pads, didn't get hurt.
Stanford with a 6-point lead in set number 1 off of strength of a couple of service aces.
Yeah, Stanford is a really good serving team, and so is SC. They're both bringing the heat tonight, and SC's biggest hope is to get them Stanford in passing trouble. That's their biggest weapon tonight. I mean, they get a lot of kills. SC gets more kills than anybody else. But
this is a very talented conference when you talk about SC getting more kills than anybody else. The top 25. SC leading the way for the Pac-12, ranked 19. Oregon has had a bit of a rough week at times. They're injured.
yeah, they've got Utah's having a tough match today, but they're having a good season too. UCLA bounced back and won their next match after Stanford beat them Friday.
And of course, Stanford is perfect in conference play. Washington suffered a loss against Oregon State. Oregon State giving Washington State a tough run right now. Stanford ranked 3rd in the nation. Penn State beat them twice this year.
Florida, I believe Florida lost today against Kentucky.
Yep.
And so they might be moving down. Yeah, this, I tell you, 8,000 women's scholarships for volleyball. There's a lot of great women playing out there. You notice all the NBA players' daughters are playing volleyball? Or is that?
No, it's true. There actually is a larger growth sport, I heard, in terms of sheer numbers. By the way, to your point about Florida losing to Kentucky, yes, Stanford dropped from 2nd to 3rd this week, even though they didn't lose. It's because Penn State had a tougher ranked opponent at that point. So you could see Penn State 1, Stanford 2
yeah, I think so.
this week.
I agree.
Plummer, of course, it depends on what happens in this match. Lanier, boy, that was perfect.
Yeah, that's a good height for her. You want to make it fast, but you want to make it high for Lanier. high and fast. She's got the speed to get there. And she's a heck of a server, too. She's a very good server.
USC trailing by 5. And Lanier does serve Plummer. She served Plummer last time, too.
Well, you know, she doesn't care which one gets it. I think there's a great seam there between the two outside hitters. But this is normal tactic. Serve Plummer because she's the best hitter on the team. And you hope to throw her off. But after hundreds of reps in competition, I don't think it makes a lot of difference whether she passes or not.
Gray serve in the middle of the net. Leaves the door open for USC.
Here's that same seam between Plummer and McClure. This time they go right after McClure.
There's Alade up on the broken play. And again, just turns around and takes off.
See, Alade doesn't need an approach because she's so quick off the floor. So she's good with no steps or one step. She can hit it in transition.
That was a big point, taking the lead from 5 to 6, allowing Plummer, who had 8 aces the other day, to continue to serve.
Oh, Alade took a swing at that.
She almost did, and the setter was making a play. If she had made contact, it wouldn't have worked out.
That was smart. Give the ball to the big 6'8" opposite. Little lob shot, hit her high. That's the target on the free balls or balls you're not going to hit hard.
Cindy Marina serving.
Oh, they're going after McClure on the line, but she's not taking much court. She hit it out.
In for Stanford comes Courtney Bowen. And for Bowen, this is her first action in conference season.
Fitzmaurice has been slow to the point of attack, and she didn't block any against UCLA either. So I think this is a blocking substitution.
Fitzmaurice from the outside gets the kill.
Excuse me, Fitzmaurice is so versatile. She's still in. She's hitting outside.
Yeah.
Now they're in there with two middles.
Right, Bowen.
She was hiding behind the post. I couldn't see her.
Well, and it's the first action that Bowen has seen all season. She has not played this year.
So she's a blocking substitute. I get it.
Outside.
Oh, she
and
was
it comes down on the same side of the net.
Bowen didn't get over the net and seal it.
So Bowen comes back out, to your point. She's very long, 6'4". McClure comes back in at just 6 feet. And Fitzmaurice goes back to the middle.
McClure is hardly taking any court at all right now. Her left foot is almost on the sideline. And so Plummer moves over and takes it.
Beautiful delivery back to Lutz. Lutz down the line.
Yeah, that is perfect for Lutz. Just perfect. Unless you're in front of her and jumping high, you're not going to stop it.
Set one to the Cardinal on the kill down the line. Stanford using all their weapons offensively. USC wants to defend home court.
You're watching Pac-12 Bay Area, home of the Cal Bears and the Stanford Cardinal. Available on Xfinity.
Yeah.
A triangle solo? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Sam and Joanna saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Tonight, join Mike Yam and Ashley Adamson. Keep up with all the major storylines from the Conference of Champions. Only on Pac-12 Network.
And it's Milana Lusky.
Sports Report. Following soccer at sundown.
Saturday, it's a Pac-12 football doubleheader. First at 1, Troy Dye and the Ducks are looking for a conference win. Can they knock Chosen Rosen and the Bruins off their game? Oregon and UCLA meet at the Rose Bowl. Then at 5, Rich Rod's Cats clash with the Golden Bears in Berkeley.
Khalil Tate, Pac-12 Player of the Week.
Pac-12 football presented by Valvoline. Coverage kicks off at noon with the pregame show, only on Pac-12 Network.
October 21st and 22nd, members of the U.S. national team square off against Pac-12 All-Stars. The USA College Challenge, October 21st and 22nd on Pac-12 Networks.
For every type of land and landowner, there's a Coyote tractor. See the full line of models and implements at your local Coyote dealer.
Pac-12 volleyball presented by Tashikara heading into set 2 after Stanford, the third-ranked team in the nation, took set 1. Hey everybody, Anne-Marie Anderson alongside coaching legend Al Skates. Al, what stands out to you from that first set?
Well, what's happening is the Stanford hitters are going one-on-one against the blockers of SC. The reason for that is Stanford's passing extremely well. SC started out targeting McClure, and what's happening is they're moving her out. She has very little responsibility, and the libero's nailing the passes. And now they went back after Plummer, and she's nailing the passes. And so they're totally in system right now.
And thus the 500 hitting percentage in the first set.
Yeah, that's right.
They're in system, which means they have all their weapons for an NCAA championship team that is defending. Everybody on the floor except McClure was part of that championship team.
Yeah, well, McClure right now has not been targeted, and SC's still trying to get her, but she keeps moving over, and the other passers are so good. Stanford's still passing great.
Kate Formico in the backcourt right now, defensive specialist for Stanford. So there's 2 freshmen back there at the moment. As for USC, Rennie Meyer-Wally going to start off serving.
Perfect pass by McClure. That was a nice play. We call that a left inside. Instead of Plummer running to the pin as she normally does, she starts for the pin, and then her last 2 steps, out of camera, she comes in and bombs it. That leaves the end blocker out of the play, basically.
Back again to Abercrombie, the most efficient hitter on USC's team.
That's a rare one. Boy, she cut that one sharp. Abercrombie looking good. High contact point. She had a fully extended arm on that one. That means the ball can go down quick around the 3-meter line.
Abercrombie, efficient as usual. 4 kills on 7 swings, no errors. Watts from the backcourt, the D ball. We saw it a lot on Friday.
Double contact called on the set over the net. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that was 4. Contacted that ball.
Jenna Gray serving. Tough serve. Abercrombie just takes her time, takes a swing. And the middle, Alade.
Quick transition, that's when you want to set Alade, because she's quicker than the blockers, opposing you. Watch how fast she gets up. And she's waiting for the set as the setter touches the ball. Perfect.
Alade, a junior out of Canada, been waiting to get some court time, playing behind Inky and Janaku, Van Vonyak. Overpass, she does a little tenderness.
Anything close to the net, Alade's swinging.
Yeah.
Even if it's not over the net.
Yeah, Friday night, she went after it really hard.
She had
Friday.
4 kills on overpasses Friday. Born in Nigeria, she's probably going to play for the Canadian Olympic team.
Abercrombie, again, just cutting that one a little bit wide.
Of course, the Canadian Olympic team is never seen in the Olympics because they have to beat the USA to qualify. But there is actually a team, it's just they don't go.
Nice. Stanford out to a big start in set number 2 after taking set 1. Elise Ford. Bang!
When the block doesn't touch it, it's hard to dig Elise. She's a hammer.
I caught Kobe Bryant's face on that, and even he was impressed by that one. Hence, bump set to Plummer.
Now Plummer was covering, and she stepped back into McClure's lane and passed that ball. Now she's up right now. McClure, that's a good pass.
They continue to make McClure handle most of the balls. Plummer. Will Jenna Gray go back? She does to Lutz. Lutz has been crushing the line repeatedly.
That was a perfect set. Perfect set. Well, I really like that Gray's reds to the right side hitter. Yep. High and fast. She's in total rhythm on those back sets tonight.
Lutz is pounding the line every time right now.
Well, she hasn't got a set she doesn't like.
Yeah.
And she likes to hit line anyway.
Service error from Plummer.
On that last hit, they had the libero camped there on the line, perfect position. She had too much heat.
Yeah, and it's that angle too, isn't it, Al? I mean, she's so tall, so long.
Yeah, and she comes in fast, and she gets up in the air and extends because the set is so high.
McClure changes her pace. Cindy Marina heads off to Nikki Withers.
Was that a nice bump set or what?
It was beautiful, and Ford was unable to get back up then.
Yeah.
Thinker.
What great court awareness. Ford's down. She knows it. Ford was probably saying, I'm out.
Yeah.
And made a great set.
Demonstrative play from USC. A couple of pounding kills and an ace.
Yeah, that was a great serve. That serve was right on the line. Oh, Plummer goes down.
Yeah, Hens goes right underneath her, takes her legs out. Marina, and was there a touch on the net? There was not. In.
Cindy Marina continuing to serve.
Cindy Marina has this team on a roll as USC has taken the lead. Over.
Well, I said if SC was going to win, they had to serve tough. And they're serving right into that Stanford stack on the right side. They had 3 players stacked there to begin with. Now they moved Lutz up to the net, so she's out of there now.
Trojans lead by 2. A couple of aces and some big kills.
Home of the Cal Bears and the Stanford Cardinal. You're watching Pac-12 Bay Area.
Friday, November 10th. Basketball is back. Get ready for hoop season with Full Court Friday. We've got 10 season openers across all networks. Full Court Friday, November 10th on Pac-12 Networks. Every Friday night, Mike Yan, Curtis Conway, and Eric Allen take you inside the huddle to deliver you the inside scoop on a full weekend of gridiron action on Inside Pac-12 Football. Friday nights, only on Pac-12 Network.
The past was but a precursor. Consider it speculation, or merely just a warm-up. Now it's time. Time to huddle up, to move the chains, to show your colors. It's time to bewilder, amaze, dominate the highlight reel. You've sweat, you've prepped, you've put in the work. It's time to play. Watch on Pac-12 Networks.
You're watching Pac-12 Bay Area.
It looks like a midsummer day in LA. According to my phone, it's 96 degrees outside. It's a good day for the beach after Pac-12 volleyball presented by Tashikara. Look, USC has been very tough at home. They're undefeated this season at home, 6-0, but historically, that 2015 season, they lost just one match in the Galen Center.
I like the way this sets up here at the Galen Center. The stands are very close to the court. The band's here. There's a lot of noise. It's a good home court. And they're just serving into this right stack. I said left stack earlier. But you have 3 players over here on the right sideline. And they're just serving BBs into this stack. They're taking Alati out of her route because she's on the sideline. She can't cross and be available to hit the ball, although the passing hasn't been good enough for her to hit the ball anyway.
Service error from Sydney Marina. After that last service error, service ace, Kevin Hamley just turned around and looked at his coach. Isn't that what we talked about right during that timeout? So erased now with a service error, hence at the service line. Ford begging for it. Fitzmaurice and Lutz close the door.
Boy, they were just waiting for that one. They knew where it was going. And they didn't even move for that set. They were waiting.
Lanier from the backcourt. Just a little long.
No touch on that one. Lanier's having a nice evening. She has 6 kills already in 13 swings. She'll wind up hitting more balls than anybody except maybe Plummer.
Hence goes down the line at Ford. She's been a target much of the day and has been doing quite well. Use of the block by Ford. She's having a great day, Al.
Yeah, you know, she's listed at 5'10". I don't think she's 5'10".
In heels, maybe.
Yeah, but she has some hops. She gets up high.
She certainly does, and she's been in and out of the lineup depending on what Mick Haley needs. Today, though, 6 kills.
You know, she's usually a little suspect on passing. But today she's taking the high ones with her hands, and Ford has good control when she uses her hands instead of bumping the ball.
Yeah, she did not get the start on Friday against Cal, but came in during the match and had a really nice day. Had 12 kills and 5 digs against Cal.
Well, Mick says she's very good off the bench when she comes off the bench.
Lanier begging for it, but Withers continues to crush.
That was a nice 20-foot back set. Got to the pin that was high. Withers is another undersized hitter who has great hops. Look at that. Good arm extension. Hits it high.
Withers has killed in 3 of the 4 sets she's taken a swing at. Out of system and makes it work. That's when you know.
Withers came in here hitting 282, but she always starts in the back and doesn't have as many kills as Abercrombie, who usually starts in the front left.
Hence, passes on the money.
Oh, I like it. What a great block. Lanier did a spread block because the middle was late. Watch how she spreads her arms. See that? She took it all by herself that time.
She enjoyed that. Kalia Lanier said at the beginning of the year she wants to be relentless and a savage and an All-American. Those are exactly her words.
Mick said that she's the best blocker. Lanier's the best blocker. He was thinking of putting her on Plummer.
Outside, crushed by McClure.
But the problem with that is she blocks the left side because she's a left side hitter. So if Lanier went over to block the right side against the left side hitter, the opponent should be hitting from another side in transition. That's a tough serve.
McClure puts that one on the floor. Mick Haley recruited Megan McClure and has been very impressed with her. He told us that before the match.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a yours, mine. Hubby wife.
She's putting another one.
Outside. Lanier has had enough.
Yeah, that ball definitely beat the blocker to the pin. That set. I mean, Gray wasn't close to the pin. That was a mismatch.
Rennie Meyer-Wally in now. Jenna Adams in the back, along with Victoria Garrick, Abercrombie, Lanier, and Dunn up front. And a missed connection as Gray tries to get to Fitzmaurice.
That happens usually when the setter takes the ball real low, like she did. It takes a long time to get to the hitter, and by then the hitter's on the floor, the quick hitter.
Pass is on the money. Gray calls her own number.
Gray only has 0.4 kills per set, so she doesn't attack often. Of course, with those 5 hitters surrounding her, it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to take the kills away from her. Meyer-Wally to Lanier. She's getting stronger as the match goes along.
Gray has to get quicker or start wider. She's not getting there.
Wow, not close, and Lanier is bouncing balls.
Yeah, she's looking good tonight.
Again, making McClure handle the first ball, and now it's turned into a shootout.
You know, McClure's really good if they keep serving in her navel like that. The one she's having trouble with are the seams.
Gray, back to serve. Has Ford, Garrick, and Lanier. She has been serving at Ford most of the time. Garrick passes this ball, and Ford outside. Lutz continues to go on the line. Garrick was camped out.
Boy, I wonder why Plummer didn't block on that ball. I mean, she was right there. She can't dig. I mean, there's no... She should have blocked. You need 3 people up against her on the pipe.
Kalia Lanier has 9 kills, and we're only a set and a half in. Lutz has to wait for it to come across.
That's the one she doesn't hit very hard when she moves in.
Now everybody begging for it.
Look at that quick transition. A laddie. She's always going to be one-on-one in that quick transition. Just give it to her every time.
Yeah, I mean, she had everybody open, available, and screaming here.
Yeah, but you always give it to the middle. She's hitting 470.
Yeah, exactly, and all the blockers were one-on-one.
That's the best in conference. Miss Fitzmaurice is 375, third best in conference, so give it to your middles.
A lot of traffic down the line and going at Ford.
Take something off that one. Abercrombie makes a great shot. She's been hitting that, trying for that deep corner, and she's getting those people deeper and deeper, and then she lays one short. Perfect. Can only do that on a good pass. I mean, a good set. And that was a good one.
Marina, as Hens passes and Gray delivers back. First cross-court kill for Lutz today.
Wow. What an angle. She was facing line as usual. I don't know if she just hit the right side of the ball or actually intended to hit that amazing shot.
Yeah, everybody was looking at that line. Outside. And that time between the blockers, Withers and Welsh.
Yeah, the middle was late. There was a big hole there. And she saw it. Let's stays behind the ball, so she sees the block. That's all you have to do is stay behind the ball, and the block comes into view automatically.
Well, this has been quite the year in the conference. Take a look at the updated standings. This is with all of the most recent action. And so Stanford and USC, 2 of the top teams, but Utah pulled out a win against Arizona State. Colorado State, I think they just handed Washington State a loss. I'll have to check to make sure that was going 5 as well. Oregon State handing Washington State a loss. I mean, what a tight conference this is.
Yeah, particularly the home teams in the lower groups of teams. They're so dangerous, and Arizona State University is going to come up with a win pretty soon. They're starting to play everybody tough, particularly at home.
Yeah.
Well, Stanford is hitting, by the way, 429 for the match, which is incredible. And SC's hitting 302, which is also incredible. But the differential of 129 is huge. So.
And there's USC's football coach, Clay Helton, talking with Kobe Bryant. We saw Lynn Swan earlier. Everybody coming out to see this terrific USC team. Kobe Bryant here at the beginning of the match with his entire family.
Yeah, this is handy. You walk across the street from the coach's offices, and it's right here.
You know, by the way, as we look at those standings, Washington State, another big 5-set loss, another heartbreaker. But Oregon State has had an incredible weekend in conference play. They beat Washington and Washington State on the road.
Yeah, and it used to be all the good athletes used to stop at Oregon and not go up the road another 45 minutes.
All the good athletes come to Pac-12 now. Anywhere in the Pac-12 is loaded with talent. You never know here.
Oregon has back to serve.
Ace serve.
Well, that was a good seam shot between the two outside hitters. And that one gets forward.
Back to Withers.
Boy, what a great up.
And Michaela Keefe takes her first swing. Keefe, number 8 in black. A substitution from Kevin Handley.
Her daddy used to play volleyball. Adam Keefe played volleyball for Stanford. He was an outstanding middle blocker. And against us, UCLA, he was particularly effective. But the coach would play the smaller, faster guys mostly against us, which gave me a sigh of relief every time.
Nick Haley, it takes a time out after the tough serving of Morgan. Hence, the Cardinal in the driver's seat after trailing much of the second set.
In chemistry, it's not something you're given, but something you earn. Not a feeling that appears overnight, but a bond forged over time. In the classroom and on the field, on the court and behind the scenes, on campus and in the community. Practice executed perfectly, over and over and over again, until victory happens. These are the elements of excellence. Pac-12, the Conference of Champions.
With Pac-12 Now, you've got 24/7 access to all 7 Pac-12 Network's channels.
Left footer on the goal!
Live events.
Touchdown, Washington!
Original programming on demand.
Hi, I'm Ashley Simpson, back with you in our San Francisco studios.
With the ability to customize what you want to watch wherever you want to watch it. Set your teams, set your sports, and you're all set. Pac-12 Now. Download today.
USC was leading this second set 18-17, but 3 quick points by Stanford. 2 of them service aces has changed the tone of this game. We remind you that coming up at the intermission, we'll send you back to our Pac-12 network studios for the Pac-12 intermission report.
Well, Lanier has 9 kills. She's carrying SC right now. 9 kills, 16 attempts, 3 errors, hitting 375. Everybody on Stanford is hitting 375 or better, except Plummer, who's down to 167.
USC just subbed in Daley Croggy instead of Elise Ford. Ford has been a target passing-wise. Hence, comes in, Lanier passes.
Good job by Withers keeping that in play.
Outside, Keefe, dug by Garrick. A little tenderness from Khalil Lanier.
Well, that set was too low, and she did the right thing. She kept it in play, and they got a kill. When it's going good, it's going good. That's 10 kills for her right there.
Pivotal moment here with Cindy Marina serving. Or excuse me, not Cindy Marina, Jenna Adams serving. Middle, big dig from Garrick. Outside, Lanier. door is closed. Fitzmaurice and Lutz.
That's a block, folks.
That is the best block that Stanford has, maybe in the country. They are rock solid.
Yeah, anybody next to Lux is the best block Stanford has.
Fitzmaurice, though, leads them in blocks per set, I believe.
Not in conference. A lot he does.
Outside, Lanier. Keefe. Crushing by Lanier. USC making a push.
Hines hit the floor so hard you could really hear it. And she got a piece of it. Look at this. That was a crash. She got it up and over the net.
A lot of people talk about Morgan Hentz as one of the best liberos in the country. She held it down for Stanford as a freshman. Took them all the way through an NCAA championship. In for USC, Brooke Botkin serving. Botkin's first action of the day for the Trojans. Outside, Keith solo. Fitzmaurice snaps.
So Fitzmaurice hits backslides and high sets. Pretty versatile.
Keefe comes out and McClure comes back in for Stanford. Jenna Adams in the middle, and that is who they serve. Very low to Cordelia Lanier. And yet she somehow makes it work again. Midas touch.
Yeah, if it's low, just keep it in play. That's your job. Your job as a hitter is to keep everything in play. That was another one she couldn't hit.
I mean,
her second kill.
Amazing that on both of those that were too
on
low
ball.
to hit,
yeah,
and she
two
tipped and
kills
scored.
on balls set under the net.
Set me under the net, exactly.
Well, when you have that power, nobody thinks much about her dinky.
Exactly. Outside, Plummer. And the block is big. Dunn and Abercrombie. SC within one.
Wow. Very impressive.
Meyer-Wally. Making McClure handle the first ball. Free ball.
Plummer would have hit that ball a few nights ago. But she's not hitting very well tonight. She's moving towards around 150. Maybe serving those 8 aces. It took a little out of her. Okay, here it is. And man, that was a huge hole. Lanier can pound that one. It was above the net.
And so USC led 18-17. Stanford took the lead at 21-18, and now SC came roaring back out. A couple points left. What do these teams need to do? Let's start with Stanford. What do you think they need to do here?
Well, the team that's serving, the coach is telling them who to serve, and they're reminding the blockers what their hitters like to do in this situation. And the team that's siding out, the coach is probably telling, if it's a good pass, I want you to run this play and set this person. Meanwhile, he's looking over and trying to pick out a weak blocker on the other team to set the block over. That's all generic stuff that I would do. Now, that's a good guess.
It's a good guess. 19 NCAA championships allow you to make great guesses, Al. We'll take it. Let's see how it pans out.
Yeah, looking at the personnel here, Stanford is in a 5-1. They're in rotation 5. You've got Plummer on the outside, who's actually having a bad hitting night for the first time in 7 conference matches. Now Fitzmaurice, if they get a good pass, is going to be available for a back slide. They have nothing coming out of the back row. So it's 2 hitters and a setter. That's their entire offense.
They continue to serve at McClure, but Formico able to take that one. Plummer tips short, really. And swings wide.
See, at this point, it's time for a substitution for Plummer. But Stanford has not substituted all year. I mean, they've already used Keith. as the outside hitter, and that's their next outside hitter.
Set point, USC on an ace. What an incredible run for USC in the second set.
Yeah, these tape shots are the hardest ones to figure out. It's the tape. Nobody's in that area. Normally the setter has a chance to get the ball, but she was on the left sideline. They're thinking of taking that rule out, by the way, and have a reserve like you do in tennis. At least the International Volleyball Federation is thinking about that, which means Olympic rules would be run that way.
Kevin Hamley joining us now, head coach of Stanford. Kevin, close at the end. What do you think would make the difference in the third set for you?
Passing. I mean, it's pretty simple. We were off the net a lot. We didn't put pressure on them offensively because all the balls that we were passing off the net. And then we didn't do a good job of stopping Lanier. Obviously, she went off, and it's a tough matchup with Jenna against her. We might try to go chase something else here.
Is this the first conference opponent who's been serving McClure instead of Plummer?
No, people have gone after McClure a little bit, but not the first ones to kind of get to her a little bit.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thanks.
Well, tough serving by USC. 3 service aces in the second set. We're going to send you back to our Pac-12 network studios for the Pac-12 intermission report.
You're watching Pac-12 Bay Area, home of the Cal Bears and the Stanford Cardinal. Available on Xfinity.
Roundtable asks, what's better than bacon?
Double bacon.
Introducing the Double Bacon All-Meat Marvel Pizza with our crispy bacon, our new extra thick-cut bacon, pepperoni, Italian sausage, and salami, all atop a crust made with dough rolled fresh daily. Our zesty red sauce and famous 3-cheese combination, now at a special price, and our original All-Meat Marvel is specially priced too. Order online from your mobile device or come into Roundtable and double up on bacon. The Double Bacon All-Meat Marvel, only at Roundtable, the last honest pizza.
Steve Smith Sr., you ready to be a vendor? This job ain't easy. Those fans there, they're craving Dr. Pepper. Word is you lost a step.
Who said that?
Not me.
So why repeat it?
Because you just retired. Your name ends in senior.
Done.
Wow. Huh?
Check the replay, Larry. Wow. Guacamole?
You were showing amazing potential.
Let's go, Dr. Pepper here. Let's go.
This week, we've got non-stop gridiron action. First on Thursday, Kyle Whittingham and the Utes invite you inside the huddle.
Make sure you do everything right this week.
On a brand new episode of The Drive.
Gang on me, gang on 3, 1, 2, 3. Gang.
Then on Friday, Mike Yam and the crew get you ready for an action-packed weekend on Inside Pac-12 Football. And on Saturday, we've got back-to-back football action. It's all happening this week on Pac-12 Network.
Champions are defined by elements of excellence. Power, intelligence, strength, and speed.
It's a careful collaboration of chemistry, blending and interacting
into a winning formula. Excellence, innovation, and laying it on the line.
We call it Pac-12 Team Chemistry.
And it makes us who we are.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm he had some chicks, E-I-E-I-O. With a tick-tick here and a tick-tick there. Here a tick, there a tick, everywhere a tick-tick. Old MacDonald.
If old MacDonald had a farm today, he'd have a Coyote tractor on it for sure.
E-I-E-I-O.
Test drive one at your local Coyote dealer.
E-I-E-I-O.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Chris Francis. Welcome inside our busy Pac-12 studios for this intermission report on a Sunday. Stanford with that 9-match winning streak and unblemished conference record getting a good test from number 19 USC. Great comeback by the Trojans there in the second set. Earlier today, we had a good match in Tempe, and that's where Adora Anai, the reigning Pac-12 Player of the Week, took on the Sun Devils. And this one was tied at a set apiece when Anai shot one down there in Utah. Tied the third set at 26. A few points later, Utah had set point. Greer Hughes to Kenzie Kerber for the block and set point. And Utah hard-fought 2-1 lead after 3 sets. In the fourth, Bailey Choi serves up an ace to end the match. It wasn't easy, but Utah earned a 3-1 win over ASU. Back to the Galen Center in minutes, but first, the chaos on the football field this weekend led to a shakeup in the AP rankings, where the Pac-12 stands after this.
Experience, there are only 2 things guaranteed to grow. The cash value of your New York Life policy, a policy that keeps your family protected, and my famous Crane souffle, which literally never stopped growing. Be good at life. New York Life.
The big game, huh? Boy, I wish your mom was here. Instead of over there.
I ain't afraid to say it, go blue. I'll kick it.
She needs this, kids. Mom needs this.
Just get it done.
Reliving the glory days isn't always rewarding, but Hotels.com is. Unlock instant savings now and earn free nights to use later. Hotels.com.
Know what makes retirement less scary? Getting a check every month. With an income annuity from New York Life, you pay some money up front and then get checks for the rest of your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checks. Be good at life, New York Life.
Let's go, take a knee. All right, hey, good start, good work.
This program right here is about family and toughness. I feel like we all go out there and we play for each other. It's like this over here.
Do it the right way, yeah, it matters.
Go left hash, left hash.
Every team says that, but only a few teams really have that. Got a great opportunity this week, and this is going to be a heavyweight fight.
All kinds of excited for a great night. Here come the Utes.
No timeouts.
No timeouts.
Touchdown.
No huddles.
No huddles.
Has a first down.
Just non-stop game action.
Yes.
Cut down into one fast and furious hour.
And he is gone.
From online.
He just muscles it.
To the sideline.
There's the shot.
Football in 60 is the ideal football fix for the busy Pac-12 fan.
Football in 60, presented by Valvoline. New episodes debut every Sunday night.
Only on Pac-12 Network.
The 2017 Nissan Rogue, with available automatic emergency braking that can help stop for you, and motion-activated liftgate. Take on today the Nissan Rogue family. For a limited time, lease the Nissan Rogue family starting at just $159 per month. Get to Nissan, proud partner of Cal Athletics.
Welcome back to this intermission report. What a weekend of college football, not only in the Pac-12, but nationally. 4 of the top 10 went down, causing all kinds of chaos in the rankings. And those upsets included the 2 teams who were just last week on an undefeated run to the Apple Cup. Of course, that is why they play the games. Pac-12 After Dark, the legend continues. The performances turned in by Cal and Arizona State, especially defensively, were eye-opening. The Bears corralled Lou Falk and that air raid offense on Friday night to the tune of 9 sacks, 7 turnovers, and just 3 points. And of course, how can we forget about Ross Bowers, the full flip into the end zone that is sure to be a 12 best nominee. And then last night, the Sun Devils turned in a similar performance, taking down the 5th-ranked Huskies. They shut out the Dogs for the first 55 minutes of the game. Yes, they blocked a punt. They harassed Jake Browning all day long, and when they needed it, they got the big plays on offense to pull out the win, including a huge 4th down conversion to ice it in the final minutes. Manny Wilkins was great, 29 of 41 passing. That was the big play right there. And the best game of the weekend may have been in LA, where the Trojans came back from 14 down to take the lead. Here's a Ross Bowers-like flip. He learned something, did Ronald Jones. The defense, though, was the name of the game here, too, as they had to stop a 2-point conversion from the Utes in the final seconds to hang on for a 28-27 win. And because of all the upsets, the rankings do look completely different. The Huskies plummet 7 spots to number 12. USC's win moves them up to number 11, and Washington State fell 7 spots to 15. Stanford, with their blowout over Oregon, is up 1 spot to 22. All right, we're going to get you back out to the 3rd set on the other side of this break. I'm Chris Francis. Thanks for watching this intermission report, everybody.
the stars have come out in L.A. Kobe Bryant here watching USC women's volleyball, taking some pictures with the men's basketball team. Meanwhile, we got another star for you, Mick Haley, head coach of the USC women's volleyball team, National Coach of the Year and national titles. Mick, what do you think made the difference at the end of that second set for your team?
Well, I think we started to relax a little bit and started to compete a little bit better. I think we were a little bit more patient. Now we got to shut some things down a little bit and keep playing hard. I like what we're doing right now.
Coach, are you going to go with Croggy?
Yeah, we'll go with Croggy right now. Ford will be good off the bench now. We know what she can do. She knows who she's going to hit against. So Croggy needs to come in and stabilize the passing a little bit. She's a bigger body to block. We try to shut down Lutz on the line a little bit if we can.
Thank you, Mick.
All right. Thank you, guys.
As we think about that, let's look at Fitzmaurice in that first set.
Yeah, she's Stanford's best player today. And she's hitting balls that are really smart. When she has two blocks on her, she's not trying to put it straight down. One-on-one, she's going for it. And she's getting sharp kills in those situations. Very smart player.
Meanwhile, Khalil Lanier, baboon as usual.
Oh, she's the dominant player in this match. She's getting more sets than anybody. She's coming through. She has the most kills on the floor. She's getting kills off bad sets, good sets, sets under the net. It doesn't matter. She's been on a run. Little seam in the block. Yeah, I see it. Bang.
13 kills for Kalia Lanier. The numbers, they're pretty comparable with each other, but Al, I'm going to draw your attention to what Mick Haley said about Moretta Lutz, trying to shut her down on the line, because Lutz has had kill after kill down the line, and so that is part why Croggy's coming in.
Yeah, that's what they have to do. I mean, that's her power shot. If she cuts it cross court, she takes something off and they can dig it. So he's nailed that one.
Tied up, one set apiece. They go after Lanier to start. Back, Abercrombie, quick, right over the head of Hens.
Well, that was a tough set. That was about a 30-foot back set, and it was just sinking about the time it got to the line. Abercrombie needed to step in a little bit.
Now Wally to the middle, Fitzmaurice. Mick Haley yelling, go, 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 Kalia, go.
Nice
Plummer.
set.
Up again, big block. Lutz and Fitzmaurice doing it again.
This is a good matchup for Stanford. Now they're going to switch and get the hitter away from Lutz. She switched to the other side, and that's a much better situation for her.
And so, of course, they do set her there, and Fitzmaurice again.
And who they set her in front of? Fitzmaurice.
Right.
They switched her to get to the small in blocker, Gray.
And you see how inside it was, and Lanier stutter stepping her way inside to it.
Yeah.
Going at Lanier here. And again, the block just closing it out. No line available for her, it looks, from this angle. Now she's got the line. All the way out this time, and it is just really tough on the right side for Lanier.
That's the one ball that Gray can get, the low hard ball. But the ball was set low and outside the antenna. And so she had to come back. This is a good up to start it all here. And this is where she gets stuffed. Gray just gets over the net and gets the stuff.
McClure,
excuse me. Megan McClure, right. So, of all the blockers out there, she's the one you want to set over, but she got the stuff.
Kalia Lanier behind the service line now. Continues to go towards McClure, Plummer. Quick outside, and now the block's coming the other way. Abercrombie and done.
Abercrombie reached with both hands outside her right shoulder and turned that ball in. She didn't get her feet to the ball, but it didn't matter. With that length, she made a great block. Good serve.
Lutz Cross court.
They took the line. That's what McHaley said they want to do.
And here's Kragi again, taking the line. Goes off the hands of the middle.
Yeah, middle was late. Dunn couldn't get to that set.
Kate Formico serving. Kragi now receiving serve for the first time consistently in this match. She received like one over the other side. And a kill by Kragi.
Well, if she can hit, she's going to stay in. Because she's a better blocker and passer than Ford.
Well, and that's what Mick said in terms of stabilizing the passing, but they didn't serve her there. Interesting. Made Lanier handle that first ball.
Lanier's been passing pretty well.
Yeah.
Didn't go over the net. 4 hits. Kevin Cole all over that call. Head referee.
Victoria Garrick serving for USC. Outside. Chasing it. McHaley puts his hand up. No, don't run it through the stands.
Yeah. Abercrombie made that same move, but she opened up a huge seam that time by moving both hands towards the antenna.
McClure serving. Kragi and Lanier next to each other. Ball's long.
No drop on that one. Here comes the double sub. The setters come in the back and the opposites come in the front. 6-2 system, 3 hitters in front court for SC at all times.
Cindy Marina serving. Outside. Kragi. Dug by Hentz. All the way, and that is what Withers loves.
Yeah, she loves line. And the setter can get it out to that line. She has some power. Went right through Plummer's hands.
Oh yeah, again, setter down.
Trading blows back and forth. Pac-12 volleyball presented by Tashi Kara. A top 20 matchup. 19th ranked USC and 3rd ranked Stanford tied up 1 set apiece. Fitzmaurice serving for the Cardinal. Uh-oh.
Automatic. Lottie is automatic. Loves overpasses. We've seen between UCLA and SC, we've seen 8 kills by Lottie on overpasses.
Yeah, I mean, she just eats them for lunch.
Some of the blockers, you know, they block them down gently and they get dug. Not a Lottie. She just pounds it.
Kragi out and Jenna Adams in.
This is a normal substitution. Adams will go across the back. Kragi will come back in the left front.
McClure on the money, and they run to a Lottie.
Go ahead, Jenna, go ahead.
Give it to her again. The old two-handed picnic set over the net goes down. That's because Lottie was up there waiting to get the set. All eyes were on her. The setter smartly dumped it over. Ooh,
short
shot.
ball. Garrett stands and delivers. Plummer 1-on-1.
Withers doing the V block. Kept that left hand inside and reached out with the right hand to cover the line. This is called the V. Here it is. And you take some space with that block. 1-on-1, that's the way to block.
Quickly to Lutz. And now 1-on-1 the other way. And what do you call that? A pike from Alade.
What happened was Alade didn't get over the net with her elbows that time. She was well over the net, totality, but she may have jumped a little further from the net to begin with than she thought.
That one turned wide.
They're getting 2 blockers up to Galati right now. They probably noticed she was leading the league at 470, and they're giving her a lot of block power there.
Welsh. Plummer handles the first pass. Tip. Not a lot of options. Everybody knew it was going to go with her. She's unconscious at this point.
Yeah, she's having a great night. So there's nothing happening on the right side of the court for Stanford. So Stanford's left side blockers standing in the paint in the middle.
Withers with 7 kills in this match as USC leads Stanford by 2.
Give up, Skeletor. You're finished.
Curse you, He-Man! You interfering imbecile!
Give us one good reason we shouldn't vanquish you to another dimension.
Okay, guys, hear me out. Switching to Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance?
Huh, he does make a point.
Yes!
I do like to save money.
Catch you on the flip, suckers!
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
October 21st and 22nd, members of the U.S. national team square off against Pac-12 All-Stars. The USA College Challenge, October 21st and 22nd on Pac-12 Networks. Home of the Stanford Cardinal. You're watching Pac-12 Bay Area.
Tashikara scoreboard. Stanford and USC split at 1 set apiece. USC leading by 2. Nikki Withers, 3 kills in this third set.
Yeah, seven kills, 11 swings, no errors, and plus that great V block was another point she made. So she has 8 points so far, and she actually has the best hitting percentage on the floor right now. Tommy Alati is hitting .625, but just made her first error. So she springs ahead in that department.
I mean, we talked about how powerful the pins are for USC. Lanier, Ford, Withers, Abercrombie. Now Kroggy is in. You get the sense that you just don't know which side you're going to be punished from.
That time, the middle blocker, Dunn, had her hands down, and Alati just bombed it right over her head. When Alati's on the other side, it's best to keep your elbows up and your hands above your head.
Yeah, there's the basics, right? She's so quick. And as you pointed out earlier, she doesn't need an approach. She'll turn around and transition.
Yeah.
Free ball to the Cardinal. Alati is up front. Lutz through the block.
Well, right now, they're camping on the line. They're taking the line away from Lutz, so she's hitting into the seam. But the middle's late because they have to worry about Alati.
It's been well established, right?
They can't go over there and close the block.
Yeah, that's all the difference. Alati with a couple of kills in this set. Well established. The distribution by the setter, Jenna Gray.
Yeah, she's using everybody. Plummer was getting all the sets for the first 2. And the third one now, she's mixing it up. Because Plummer's hitting minus .038 right now. 26 sets.
Tight. Nobody up with Lutz.
Yeah, they jumped with the setter and the quick hitter that time. The ball was right on the tape. Beautiful set by Greg. It's nice to have nobody on you when you go up to hit the ball.
Abercrombie off high hands. Tip. Garrick coming in. McClure against a big block kill.
Boy, that was nice. It may have gone over the block. It was hit high and flat to the deep corner. Good choice.
Hence serving, tight third set. Lanier And then it's Fitzmaurice and Lutz together.
Boy, that's a heck of a block, I'll tell you. And it's a high set. They know where it's going. They're just basically moving and standing in front of Lanier in that situation.
Just constructing a huge roof. Moretta Lutz and Adriana Fitzmaurice as Stanford leads the Trojans by 2.
In chemistry, it's not something you're given, but something you earn. Not a feeling that appears overnight, but a bond forged over time. In the classroom and on the field, on the court and behind the scenes, on campus and in the community. Practice executed perfectly, over and over and over again, until victory happens. These are the elements of excellence. Pac-12, the Conference of Champions.
With Pac-12 Now, you've got 24/7 access to all 7 Pac-12 Network's channels.
Left footer on the goal!
Live events.
Touchdown, Washington!
Original programming on demand.
Hi, I'm Ashley Hudson, back with you in our San Francisco studios.
With the ability to customize what you want to watch wherever you want to watch it. Set your teams, set your sports, and you're all set. Pac-12 Now. Download today.
Pac-12 volleyball presented by Tashi Kara. Stanford with a 2-point lead. Catherine Plummer, their centerpiece, of course, on Friday had 8 service aces amongst her incredible line, but today, Al, not nearly as effective. Why?
Well, sometimes your best hitter needs a rest. I had a great hitter named Paul Neapoli, had 52 kills, and then the next, when we got the NCAA championships, he was terrible. I had to bench him every set, and he came back in the 5th and he played great. But, you know, maybe Catherine needs a little rest.
To the middle, hit with a feather. And Lutz just contacting high off those hands.
Oregon has back to serve.
Yeah, Lutz against Lanier is the perfect matchup for Stanford. That's what they want.
Abercrombie on the inside of Fitzmaurice's hands. And here's Lutz and Fitzmaurice. Lanier high, but the pursuit from Hentz.
Hentz is amazing.
Go, Brett. Go to Brett.
Lanier sees that block. And Lutz crushing through the block between Dunn and Lanier.
Oh, the D is amazing. Look at that. She gets 2 hands on that one, too. And again, 2 hands. Great control.
Hentz at Lanier. Back. Blocks a tiny bit. No, I was going to be late, but Fitzmaurice closed.
The big block of Stanford is taking over here.
Mick Haley calls a timeout.
I'll tell you, if Stanford knows where the ball's going, the Spikers are in for a world of hurt. You have to be unpredictable. Now, SC was getting by with no middle, but making the sets to the outside so fast that only one of the Stanford middle blockers could get there. That was Alati. They were taking Fitzmaurice out.
So Stanford, the national champions last year, you can never count this Stanford team out. They came through with freshmen in the starting lineup. They had 3 and 4 freshmen playing regularly last year. Beat Texas in Columbus, Ohio to be the NCAA champions.
Yeah, Stanford was always the hardest school to recruit against. They get some tremendous athletes. Can you believe Alati has waited 3 years to start?
To play, right?
She hasn't even played. She's a junior now.
7 NCAA championships.
And she hasn't even learned to run a backslide. She's leading the league in hitting efficiency in conference.
Well, Gray and Plummer and Hentz and Fitzmaurice were all freshmen last year. And we're all starting. 4 freshman starters, and they won the national championship.
Yeah, but the key is every day in practice, you have good players on the other side of the net. What do most teams do? They bring in mediocre men to play against them. So they don't want a 6'12", the same size man. But these girls don't need that. They play against each other at a high level every day.
Abercrombie off the block. McClure. And lots. Her contact point.
See, she moved her feet inside on that one and got to the ball. And she can do that. She's dangerous on any kind of set.
Lutz has 11 kills, 17 swings, no errors, 647.
She's played middle blocker her entire career, but I like her a lot better at opposite. Well, Alati is so good she can move to opposite. Otherwise, she would have been in the middle again this year.
Outside. McClure makes her take it down.
Dunn was not over the net that time. If a blocker's late, the best thing a hitter can do is hit it, because the ball will probably go down the front of them on their side of the net. That's exactly what happened on this occasion.
Ford back in, and they go right at her because she can do that. Out of system.
Oh, it's a bad pass. You'll have to set me on this pass.
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
Doesn't matter. She was so explosive on her approach and her jump. She got a lot of power on it. She is dynamite off the bench. Well, they made her hit line that time. There was no seam, and they took the line. They made her hit cross court.
The first error of the day.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it. She was middle blocker the first 2 years. She played opposite last year because Inky Janaku and Adriana Fitzmaurice were in the middle, and they discovered she has beautiful hands as well. She can set a ball.
She played middle one time this year, too, in conference.
Yeah, she did when Fitzmaurice had back spasms at Colorado. She didn't play in that at all.
And she hit great in the middle, but, her blocking, she isn't as mobile as Fitzmaurice. She's quicker, and she gets involved in more blocks. But as far as shutting down left side hitters, there's nobody in the league that does it better than Lutz.
Yeah, that's the only 5-set win for Stanford this season. All their wins except 2 have been sweeps, 7 and 9. Friday, UCLA took a set off of them as well.
Yeah, they are the best in the conference for sure.
Outside, Kroggy. Rennie Meyer-Wally passes, directs the offense, and Abercrombie killed.
See, if you're really running the traditional 6-2, like you used to have to when there's 6 subs, the setter was a hitter. And we've seen that in the Pac-12 in a few situations, few teams, as a setter that goes all the way across. Then when the backcourt setter digs, they can give it to the frontcourt setter, and they're always in the system.
Yeah, Washington State's doing that right now with Penny Tusa going all the way around because Woodford is out with an injury. They're the only ones in conference doing it right now. And to your point, they're doing it to save subs to a degree. Tusa is not a particularly big hitter. She can hit, but they need the subs for some other situations.
Right.
Over.
Oh, my. Now, that was pretty good. That's the hardest I've seen Fitzmaurice hit an overpass. They're serving so well, they're getting a lot of opportunities.
I was going to say, we've seen a lot of overpasses all weekend because, of course, we saw Stanford versus UCLA as well. So Kroggy coming out right now and Brooke Bodkin coming in, a freshman of Pearland, Texas.
Stanford only has 3 aces, but what have they put down, like 7 overpasses?
Yeah, it's been something.
So their serving game is real good. Oh. Great pass.
Outside, Botkin comes right in and takes a swing. Abercrombie inside Fitzmaurice and Plummer.
Yeah, Fitzmaurice overran that one. Left-hander. I like a left-hander on the right side. It's got a lot of range.
Now they brought in the big arm of Nikki Withers. And Sydney Marina comes in as well.
Go wave, Brooke, go wave.
Kalia Center.
The middle. Uh-oh. Oh, protecting herself.
Withers got her hands up in a hurry, didn't she?
That's a good thing, too, because that was headed towards the franchise, the face.
Yeah. That little 9-ounce ball can give you a concussion.
Oh.
Like
That would have cracked her straight in the face.
Yeah.
Glad she got those hands up. Meanwhile, for Stanford, another substitution. We're seeing Sydney Wilson for the first time today. She's a freshman out of Toronto, Canada, as the Cardinal sit at set point. Serve Lanier. Outside, Withers, bang.
You know, this is, Alani's missing a lot of balls now. I think she jumps too far away from the net, because if you hit the low seam, it's hitting her elbows on her own side of the net and going down. I've seen that twice tonight, and against UCLA I saw it a couple of times too.
It remains Stanford set point. And Alade puts it away. Stanford leads USC 2-1.
What a nice route. She ran from the left sideline, got deep, and got up there and was available. Alade's amazing.
You get another look at it here. Alade with a kill for set 3.
Tonight, join Mike Yam and Ashley Adamson. Keep up with all the major storylines from the Conference of Champions. Only on Pac-12 Network.
And it's Milana Lusky.
Sports Report. Following soccer at sundown.
For over a century, the Pac-12 has been a catalyst for collective excellence, an extraordinary blend of 12 unique universities. Combined, we elevate team chemistry to an art form as future leaders and global game changers. Pac-12, the Conference of Champions.
Hi, I'm Jenna Gray, and I play indoor volleyball, beach volleyball, and throw the javelin at Stanford. Being a three-sport athlete at Stanford takes a lot of moving parts, communication amongst the teams, the coaches, teachers, and everything. Definitely playing the 3 sports, I've had to miss out on some stuff. I practice once a week with the track team. Volleyball is my priority, so I've missed a lot of meets. But all the coaches have been super accommodating and super understanding of my schedules and what I can do, what I can't do. I chose Stanford because they have such great volleyball tradition, and then also academics was extremely important to me. My mom was a teacher, so she always wanted me to push myself in school, and Stanford seemed like the perfect place to do that. Definitely, I'd say the biggest culture shock coming from Kansas would be the food out here. It's more expensive, it's definitely a lot healthier, so I've had some struggles with that, and my teammates all make fun of me for it too. I'm Jenna Gray, go Card!
Saturday, it's a Pac-12 football doubleheader. First at 1, Troy Dye and the Ducks are looking for a conference win. Can they knock Chosen Rosen and the Bruins off their game? Oregon and UCLA meet at the Rose Bowl. Then at 5, Rich Rod's Cats clash with the Golden Bears in Berkeley.
Khalil Tate, Pac-12 Player of the Week.
Pac-12 football, presented by Valvoline. Coverage kicks off at noon with the pregame show, only on Pac-12 Network.
This Pac-12 women's volleyball match is presented by Tashikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. Well, and everybody brought their A game today. Stanford leading USC 2-1. Moretta Lutzow has been an absolute star.
14 points for Moretta, 12 kills and 19 swings. That's a great kill percentage. And she is shutting down the left side hitters. Look at that block. I'll tell you, she makes, and she'll take what you give her. You give her the line, she'll hit line. Give her the seam, she'll hit seam. You hit at her, it's back in your face. That's the toughest one for her, that inside one. She kills that one anyway, deep corner.
And Lutz had 7 kills in that third set, just in the set.
Smart setter. Somebody's doing a good job to streak her.
Wow.
Notice they've gone away from Plummer, who's hitting 0.
Right.
So they're going away from her. They're still keeping her in for blocks. She's a great digger, and she's passing well. They're just not setting her.
Well, and you remember Mick Haley telling us that they wanted to try to slow down Lutz a bit because they put in Kragi, and she only got stronger.
Yeah, she's tough to slow down at 6'8", I'll tell you. So Stanford, 47 kills, 343, an outstanding hitting percentage. They had 325 in the last set and held SC to 088, dropping their average to 219. They're leading on blocks. They're making fewer hitting errors, and they're hitting aces, 6 aces, but they're making SC pass a lot of overpasses, which results in easy kills.
Fourth set underway, a must-win set for SC as they trail 2-1. Who'd you think they were going to set first?
Yeah, keep streaking her from the last game. Why not?
Murad Lutz adding to her total. In case you're wondering, her season high is 17. That was in a 5-set match against Colorado in which she played middle because Fitzmaurice was out with a back spasms.
Yeah, very rare for a middle attacker to lead the team.
Right, exactly. They went to her a ton. They passed well. And it was a very long match, extra points.
See, but Lutz is available if the setter takes the ball 15 feet away when she's attacking from the middle.
Yep.
If the setter's gifted enough to get her to the ball high and fast. Oh,
waiting
commit
for it. Danielle Geiger got the start in this set and made it known.
She's listed as a 6-foot middle blocker. She looks like she's about 5'10", but a full commit on that, and she gets the stuff.
Well, Geiger transferred from Irvine. Maiorelli back.
Well, I'll tell you, that set's coming fast. Meyer Whaley sometimes sets a little low and fast, but if she gets it up high, those hitters are destroying it.
Yeah, Rennie Meyer-Wally has been a big part of the offense the last 2 years for SC. Lutz uses the hands of Lanier.
Lanier didn't press middle back that time. That's nothing Lutz did on purpose. That was Lanier facing palms out of bounds, I think.
Kate Formico serving out of Archbishop Mitty. Back. Fitzmaurice takes it down with her.
Yeah, that was interesting. I thought Fitzmaurice was really lined up well. But hitting that high hit that Abercrombie likes, it's hard to block. High flat hit.
Nikki Withers back in up front now. Geiger has Withers on one side, Lanier on the other. Garrett, one arm. Plummer. Jenna Gray had the idea, but didn't quite connect with it.
Yeah. You know, one of my old setters just walked by and tapped me on the shoulder, Brandon Talaferro. It reminds me when teams tried to lob it over the net like that, he would just go up and spike it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would say, oh boy, another one.
Our setter's dying to get a swing anytime they can. We saw that with Sarah Sponsel the other day, right? Whenever she passed the ball, set me, I led LMU.
Yeah, she was passing to the libero and then running her out to hit, but they never set her.
They rarely set her, yep.
Never. I'm not in that much.
Outside.
Huh. I don't know what happened on that one. Lanier really took a lot off that.
McClure serves into the net. Adams was waiting for it. So Adams out, Ford in. Up front, Ford on one side and Withers on the other. Two dynamic jumpers.
Well, Ford had one swing when she substituted in the last rotation. She really killed it.
Plummer.
That's that left inside they ran earlier in the match. She made a nice cutback on that one. That's what she does. Inside set, she cuts it back.
Outside. Again. Low.
Just too low. I like the speed, but it needs to. Ford is such a good jumper. The ball should be set another 18 inches higher at least.
Ford now heard from Mick Haley, and then she was calling to her setter. Cindy Marina didn't hear her. But to your point, I mean, she's so dynamic as a jumper. You hate to see her have to take off power
Well,
to
that
hit
one
it
was shoulder
underneath
high.
it. Yeah.
I mean, she couldn't even use an arm swing on that one.
Out comes Sydney Wilson, the freshman. She played in just her second set in conference. Her contributions there.
Oh, what a scratch that was. Just hit the left side of the ball.
Those are the ones you want to have a short memory for if you're Geiger.
Sometimes these middle blockers come through club programs. They don't even get to serve in competition.
Jenna Gray serving. Looking for that corner. Service error return with another service error.
Well, they're going to go after Ford again. This was their plan while she was in there. So the Trojans will be looking to serve number one. I mean Stanford, excuse me.
Three consecutive service errors.
Well, the air conditioning must be on. It's blowing in here.
Pretty big court. Just put it in at some point. But you really can't because teams will pound the middle here. So top 20 matchup. Nice crowd at the Galen Center, including Kobe Bryant, who's been here all match, watching Lynn Swan as well. But I can't recall a match where we've seen 4 consecutive service errors. Kobe Bryant just waiting here with his family. Outside. Off hands and off the antenna.
Nice swing by McClure. She got a little bit under that ball and still ripped it right into the block, high and flat.
Hence. Middle. Done. Connects with Meyer Wally.
Yeah, the middle blocker, if it's Morris, actually went up with the setter because she wasn't thinking they were going to use the middle. They use it so infrequently.
Right between Gray and Hens.
Yeah, McClure made another good swing. Came back pretty easily. You want your players to be aggressive. You don't want the ball falling on the floor. If they bump into each other once in a while, it's okay.
Wow, nobody able to really get any kind of a serving streak going. It's a lot of service errors. All bunched together. Kate Formico. Not sure what that was coming, being cleaned up off the floor. Wide. The Yips have taken over the Galen Center. Jenna Gray addressing her team.
21 Geiger's in the middle front, the middle blocker, Danielle Geiger. She's hitting .433. So this is a middle blocker you want to go to, Geiger.
Short ball. Doug.
Lanier looked like she tweaked something that time, and the ball was set out of bounds anyway.
Back second floor, Megan Floor.
Outside to Lanier. Plummer.
Plummer's been running that left inside route. She likes that one. That's getting her out of her hitting slump. She's got a couple of back-to-back kills now.
Tied up 12 apiece, and then a service ace by McClure.
Timeout is called on the court by the Women of Troy.
It's a seventh service ace for Stanford against probably a similar amount of errors.
It's a 1-point match and a slower set number 4.
Friday, November 10th. Basketball is back. Get ready for hoop season with Full Court Friday. We've got 10 season openers across all networks. Full Court Friday, November 10th on Pac-12 Networks.
You're going to have adversity in your life, and you got to approach it with a mentality that you can get through anything.
Here we go, full speed!
We're going to give everything we got, and we're never going away.
Talent alone isn't going to get you where you want to go.
1, 2, 3,
We're going to outwork everybody.
push, push!
We're out there to ball out. Everybody in the team's on the same page. We're hungry.
When we hit the field, it's all business.
Every single play!
Every Friday night, Mike Yam, Curtis Conway, and Eric Allen take you inside the huddle to deliver you the inside scoop on a full weekend of gridiron action on Inside Pac-12 Football. Friday nights, only on Pac-12 Network.
Coming up next, we're under the lights on Sunday nights. The Bruins are ready to show the Aztecs there's a reason they were called the conference champions. UCLA and San Diego face off in Los Angeles. Soccer at sundown. It's coming up next on Pac-12 Network. It is San Diego State. Set number 4, 1-point lead for Stanford.
USC is out hitting Stanford in this particular set. 333 to 250.
Linear passes. Just the missed connection.
Well, it wasn't the attacker's fault. The set was just a lob. The attacker came in for a quick set.
Yeah, they haven't had a lot of time coming into this match. Geiger's had just 13 kills on 21 swings, so hasn't had a ton of time in conference play working with Cindy Marina.
Oh, boy. McClure. Put the clamps on that one. That was Jenna Gray. Jenna Gray. That was not a V block, but that was 2 hands solidly over the net in the proper form. The V is more of like when one blocker, it actually V's. You extend both palms outward and take both angles.
Brooke Bodkin substituting in for USC. McHaley has used a lot of different players. Bodkin setting the ball. And I tell you, McHaley not happy with what's been happening. Bodkin's back court and setting. First time I've seen her set this season. Outside, Plummer pounds the ball.
They've run that play 4 times, that left inside, and Plummer has 4 kills in that play. For the day, she's hitting .067, but on that play, she's 4 for 4.
Understand that Brooke Bodkin has only played in 1 set in conference up until today and did not set in that set, just had 1 or 2 swings on the ball, one of them an error. So McHaley was wanting a major change right now.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's about production. If somebody's out there not blocking or hitting, you've got to substitute.
Yep, Bodkin setting from the back court. Of course, we saw her come in the front court, but this is the first time we've seen her sub in.
Yeah, for the season, she comes in hitting .042, just a few swings. Yes, so 24 swings.
Yep, and they're having her set now. Tonight, catch a brand new episode of Sports Report. Join Mike Yam and Ashley Adamson as we break down all of the major stories from the Conference of Champions. Sports Report tonight at 7 on Pac-12 Network. A lot of volleyball to talk about, too, on Sports Report. Oregon State having a huge weekend, taking down both Washington and Washington State with wins.
Yeah, that's going to make that town interesting tonight. It's a fun little town up there.
It certainly is. It was a seesaw battle at Washington State. Washington State, another 5-set heartbreaker. Yeah, and that heartbreaker for Washington State, they lost to Oregon as well this week. So, Al, when you get down to those 5-set matches, it's so challenging for these teams. What can we expect going forward in this one now? The Cardinals and streaking.
Well, the Cardinals, if they can continue to get SC and passing problems, then that big block's just going to take over. It's going to be quick. If SC can pass, they can come back. It's still early enough. SC right now, well, they always have that 3-hitter rotation up there now. But the big hitter up there has been number 3 for SC, Nikki Withers. So we'll see if they go to her.
And again, I'm just fascinated that it's Botkin that's doing the setting for the first time ever for SC. They do go to Withers.
And she comes through. See, and this, Withers, by the way, was left front in this rotation. So she has to run 30 feet across the court, take an approach, and hit the ball. But she's very fast, and she did that well. There
Welsh in the middle, Withers and Ford up front. Botkin setting. Off Fitzmaurice's hands. Botkin back to Withers again. Move block, but it comes back over. Ford comes in, scoops it up.
Looked like she had a highline mitt on in that one. Kind of stayed in her hands. But got away with it. Good reaction. Plummer fielded her own block stuff back by her left hit. Hard for the referee to see that one because it was kind of beyond the sideline. She slung it back in play and they got the point.
Outside, Ford crushing the ball.
Yeah, good power. When she came off the bench in the last SC match and had a great night. She started tonight, was benched, came back in hot. And she made a nice block deflection a moment ago. Nice controlled block.
Outside to Plummer. Not happening here, says Withers.
You know, Plummer's been dinking everything wide. She doesn't have much confidence right now. The only thing she swings that hard is that left inside.
Great observation, Al. We'll be watching for it. Here it is.
That's the one she swings hard at, 4 for 5.
And it's long.
She had 4 kills previously on that play.
What a run. It was a 17-12 Stanford lead. And the Trojans have soared back within 2.
In chemistry, it's not something you're given, but something you earn. Not a feeling that appears overnight, but a bond forged over time. In the classroom and on the field, on the court and behind the scenes, on campus and in the community. Practice executed perfectly, over and over and over again, until victory happens. These are the elements of excellence. Pac-12, the Conference of Champions.
With Pac-12 Now, you've got 24/7 access to all 7 Pac-12 Network's channels.
Left footer and a goal!
Live events.
Touchdown, Washington!
Original programming on demand.
Mikey, I'm Ashley. I'm back with you in our San Francisco studios.
With the ability to customize what you want to watch wherever you want to watch it. Set your teams, set your sports, and you're all set. Pac-12 Now. Download today.
A look at a landmark in Los Angeles, Griffith Park Observatory. A beautiful day in LA. And some terrific volleyball at the Galen Center on the campus of USC. A top 20 matchup, Pac-12 volleyball presented by Tashikara. It has been a big run, a 4-1 run by the Trojans. Coming up next is San Diego State versus UCLA men's soccer following this match.
Well, they better go to a Lottie here. Plummer is having a very poor day hitting. Here comes Alati. They go to her. Oh, my goodness. Dink looked open. I don't know. They might have had that one anyway. But two blockers were thinking the same thing I was, that they were going to Alati. So Stanford put two blockers, left Plummer one-on-one on the outside.
Yeah, for Alati, it was only her second error of the day. And so you can see why. Outside, Plummer, she tips. Ford picks it up. Continuing to go to Withers does Bodkin. Ford again, another solid pass. Run in the middle, Britt Bodkin going to Jordan Dunn.
I'll tell you what, that was a quick transition by Dunn. Good choice by Bodkin. Very good choice.
I mean, Brooke Bodkin graduated early. She hit in high school, set in club, but there was no space. She was a backup setter for Mick Haley until this set.
Well, it's an automatic dink shot. They're all over it.
Uh-oh. Ford begging for it. Kalia Lanier in the backcourt. McClure. Back again to Withers. And a net violation against Stanford.
Number 2, Plummer in the net. This is where SC won the second set in this rotation. Remember, I said you need another substitute in there for Plummer. She's not putting the ball away. They've got Keefe on the bench right now. They're going to put two people on Alati. 4 hits.
Kevin Hamley going to call another timeout. It's an 8-1 USC run.
So SC on a good pass is putting two blockers up with Alati. If it's a bad pass, they're putting two people in to cover the dink shot behind the two-person block, and Plummer's dinking. And they're picking it up. And they've got SC has two good hitters at the pins. And Alati's hitting the pipe out of the back, and they're scoring. So
if you've tuned in looking for soccer, it's coming up. San Diego State versus UCLA coming up next. Soccer under the lights. But right now, Anne-Marie Anderson alongside 19-time NCAA champion coach Al Skates, and we're not done in the Galen Center.
It's 2018. Trojans are ahead. Great crowd here this evening, and they're rooting the home team on.
What a run by USC, 8-1 run. They trailed out 17-12, and they lead now 20-18.
And Stanford's hitting percentage is plummeting. They're hitting 120 right now. And they're caught in this same rotation that Stanford lost the second set in. Plummer on the left side, Alati, and nobody else can hit. There's no hitter in the backcourt that's capable of putting the ball away. Withers is pounding the ball every time she gets a set in transition, and she's available on the right side. She's in the right front, and she's going up against Plummer and taking the line shot away from her. And they have the setter blocking the left side. There's no hitter on the left side because Alati can't run a backslide to the pin. So SC just has to worry about 15 feet of court. Now McClure's in the middle back, but she can only hit a pipe, and she doesn't hit that with a lot of heat.
They go right at Plummer. Out again, and that's where Plummer inside has been effective at times, and now a free ball opportunity. Bang from Plummer.
She ran the left inside again. And that's what she's good at tonight. Usually she's good at everything. Well, they finally got out of that rotation.
Moretta Lutz is back in, and she has been tremendous tonight. Lutz has 16 points, 14 kills.
She's lined up against Ford on the left.
Bodkin gives a set to Ford, and to your point, Lutz closes the door. Bodkin looking more and more comfortable with Withers.
Withers hits a low, hard one, and Alati, when she gets hit low on the forearm, she's not over the net. When she gets hit around the elbow, if you hit her higher, she stuffs it.
So the substitution now, Bodkin out as he rotated around, and Rennie Meyer-Wally back in. So Bodkin went all the way across the back for Cindy Marina.
Yeah, Bodkin is a hitter and blocks pretty well, and a setter. 3 people up on that block. Nowhere to go. Lanier gets stuffed. Yeah, Stanford will block you with 3 if they can. Yeah. I think he should have 3 players blocking every time there's a high set. They can get there.
Ford. Wow. Rips it.
Ford cutting it off the end blocker's hand. Yeah, McClure got a ball hit right into her left elbow and out of bounds on that play.
The last time either of these teams was in a 5-set match. Bodkin back in to serve and set. Quick.
Well, what happened in that play is Lanier went up with the setter, so the line was open on that back slide. Fitzmaurice saw that.
USC set point again as they try to push it to a 5th set. Perfect pass. Off speed from Lanier. And a net violation.
Boy, Plummer just had no heat on that ball. Came back an easy dig.
No, shocking is now 24 apiece. It was a net violation against USC.
Let's see, on the net, it's there. Elbows into the net. Tough serve, Ford handles it.
Outside, Plummer. What a dig by Garrett.
Throwing ball. Throwing ball. They call that double contact. Set point, match point for the Cardinal.
That is tough for USC. It puts Stanford at match point. McClure serving.
Oh, it's fair.
And Stanford withstands the USC heat and leaves LA with wins over UCLA and USC.
That's too bad. Lanier played a great match, couldn't get out of the way. That serve caught her on the shoulder. Still in play. You can contact it anywhere, but they just couldn't run it down.
A tremendous serve by McClure to end the match. USC put up a tremendous run, 8-1 run, but Stanford remains perfect in conference play. 8-0 in conference is the number 3 team in the country. Look for Stanford to potentially move up after a couple of wins over ranked teams. For my partner, Al Skates, our director, Brad Toberman, and our producer, Steve Elkin, I'm Anne-Marie Anderson saying so long from the Galen Center. Kobe Bryant was here the entire match, enjoying it. Stanford is perfect again, and there is soccer coming up next. San Diego State and UCLA soccer. Thanks for joining us in the Galen Center.